Yo, what up? I ain't gonna lie, we got some controversial-ish. Doggone, they talking about new evidence with the Megan Thee Stallion and all that. So we finna see what it's talking about.
Tory Lanez team just revealed bombshell information that will exonerate Tory Lanez and destroy and ruin Megan Thee Stallion's career and her credibility. And they laid everything out on a new website. Congresswoman Anna Paulina is the mastermind behind this new website to exonerate Tory Lanez. And it all stemmed from a tweet that she posted a week ago where she says in 36 hours, we will be releasing new bombshell information that would exonerate Tory Lanez. It wasn't released within 36 hours, but instead they started a website coined after the term 36 hours later and released all the information on that website. A lot of people have questioned her motives, why a congresswoman, a Republican at that, wants to get involved in a Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion hip-hop drama. But she just came out to say she's involved because she truly believes that Tory Lanez was railroaded by a corrupt democratic system. Tory's team did a great job at telling the full story and not just bombarding us with new information right away. One of the initial pieces in the first step, they pointed out information that contradicted the storyline that Tory Lanez told Megan Thee Stallion's dance bit and then fired 6 shots at her. They released footage of Megan Thee Stallion admitting that she stepped on glass, but not just that. In this interaction with the police, Megan Thee Stallion was very concerned about her going to jail and her being in trouble. And to me, that's very strange. A gunshot victim being really concerned about the police discovering something that could send her to jail doesn't make sense to me. And
doggone, in the beginning though, she said that, you know what I'm saying, she lied, you know what I'm saying, to keep him out of trouble or whatever. But then as we can see right here, she's in handcuffs. So why is she in handcuffs if doggone... Hold on, let me keep...
This isn't Megan Thee Stallion's first run-in with the law. Megan Thee Stallion has a long rap sheet, bro. Megan Thee Stallion has multiple mugshots out there. So Megan Thee Stallion understands the law. If you did nothing wrong and you are the gunshot victim, why would you be going to jail for getting shot?
What's that?
Do you think we're gonna go to jail?
I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, if you guys are, then I don't think...
I really cannot go to jail.
Okay.
I cannot have that on my image.
Okay. So how did that happen to you?
Glass.
Glass? Where?
Where we were coming from.
All right, so when it first started, she said that she lied so that Tory wouldn't get in trouble. But then after the fact, she swore up and down, he shot her. Now, mind you, lying to the police is illegal. So the evidence right here, now she very well, even if she lying in this clip, it's still illegal. So the evidence right here clearly shows she was lying. Now, why is she lying? We don't know. But whatchamacallit, she lying, right? She's saying she stepped on glass or whatever, wherever they came from, and now they got her sitting on the curb in some handcuffs, which is suspicious.
I'm not from here, so
Okay.
And then, if you the victim, why you worry about going to jail so bad? You didn't do nothing. You the one got shot.
I didn't get shot.
So somebody so right here, somebody said she got shot. I don't know if it couldn't have been Tory, because if he did shoot her, ain't no way he telling on himself. So somebody told the police she got shot, which I'm gonna assume was her friend. So her friend must have told the police or the fire department, whoever these people is right here, that she got shot. And then here she is saying, oh, no, I didn't get shot. I stepped in glass. So somebody's lying here.
No, ma'am. I mean, no, sir.
She was also very concerned about her image and how this story would make her look.
And then, yeah, on God, she talking about her image, but she all on video twerking. She got a whole song about you know what with Cardi B. Like, bro, like, ain't no way you that worried about your image if you doggone you doing that. Like,
the storyline of getting super drunk at Kylie Jenner's house, trying to fight Kylie Jenner, fighting your best friend, fighting a man that night, being exposed for sleeping with the man that your best friend is doing a sneaky link with, that looks bad for you. That looks horrible. And then stepping on a glass because you're super intoxicated and you're just drunk looks horrible. But the storyline of this really angry man shot at you because you stood up for yourself, now that storyline looks wonderful for your career.
Thanks.
So you could understand how that got concocted as soon as she picked up that phone and called Rock Nation about the quote-unquote incident afterwards. I can almost tell you how that conversation went, bruh. Don't say nothing. Let's intervene. Let's try to get this all cleaned up.
right.
Because looking like a horrible drunk who was sleeping with your best friend's man looks crazy. Now, the police didn't just take her word for it. The police did their investigation at the scene. And at the scene, they discovered enough evidence to show that Megan Thee Stallion stepped on glass, which is why when the police charged Tory Lanez initially, they only charged Tory Lanez for gun possession because they found a gun, I think, on the passenger side of the vehicle.
Okay, so look. Okay, so boom, 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 boom. Right. So this explains why she's on the floor. They said they found a gun, right? So normally, if police find a gun in your car, you getting detained. You getting put on the curb or in the back of the whip. You know what I'm saying? Wherever, just to sit there for a second so they can ask some questions. So they found a gun in the car. Now, from what I seen online, it said there was a driver that was driving the car. Megan Thee Stallion was the front passenger of the car. And then he was behind the driver, and then her friend was behind her. Now, I don't know how true that is, but that's what I seen, you know what I'm saying, on the internet. So, if that, bro, hold on, let's just rewind it, because I don't want to get mistaken.
Evidence to show that Megan Thee Stallion stepped on glass, which is why when the police charged Tory Lanez initially, they only charged Tory Lanez for gun possession because they found a gun, I think, on the passenger side of the vehicle.
So boom, they found the gun. So she's on the ground, right? She's on the ground. They found the gun. They asking her questions. If they found a gun in the car, which, you know what I'm saying, it might have been a gun in the car. Well, it definitely was a gun in the car. Obviously, it's on video. But I'm saying, he probably did have a gun. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who don't got a gun? Now, the difference is, how do you go from, okay, one, I didn't get shot, I stepped in glass, and then turn around a few weeks later, or not even a few weeks, I don't even know when exactly she flipped it up. She go from, I stepped in glass to, oh, he shot me, and then he talking about dance, like, how do you go from that to that? You know what I'm saying? If we got you on video saying that he didn't shoot you and you stepped on glass, even if you was lying, it's like, that don't make sense. And then the officer asked her who shot her. So somebody told the officer she got shot.
Shooting or anything? That's how we got dispatched.
Well, we have the gun here, and then we have other units. They're searching the house where it happened. So that's all we have so far.
So nothing happened in the vehicle.
No, we don't have any casings. No.
Okay, from what you've been told.
So no casings, which bullet casings. That means if it would have shot, the casings would be somewhere. Ain't no casings. So how did she get shot if ain't no casings? That don't make sense.
And then there's some cash over, looks like.
Was the person who got caught with the other people here that you have in handcuffs? Were they all together?
They were all together.
Yes, they were all in the same car.
Okay. And then, do we know how she got cut?
I believe when she stepped down, there's a glass.
She dropped a glass bottle, and then I think she stepped on it and cut herself.
So they saying she dropped the glass bottle. There probably was some liquor, probably was some alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So she dropped the glass bottle, and then when they told her to get out the car, she probably stepped in it. So how do you go from that to getting shot. That don't make no sense.
And getting out of the vehicle.
Okay. So her friends didn't better then.
Right.
Well,
There you go right there. There you go. What that is? A Bacardi bottle? I don't know what that is, but there you go right there. Now, this is the back seat right here. So which means the front seat was right here. So depending on where she was at, because she was in one of these seats right here, she got out the car and stepped in this right here. And that's how, you know what I'm saying, her foot got all messed up. And then even still, I got a better question. Why you get out the car barefoot? Why is you barefoot?
yeah.
Okay, so this her right here. That's the glass bottle right there. You can see it right there where my mouse is. Oh, she dropped. Okay, never mind. She dropped the glass bottle right there, shattered everywhere, millions and millions of pieces. And here she go right here.
Show us her hands. Hold your hands up. Okay? Come out, people passenger with their hands up. Hands up.
Stepped all in it. Stepped all in it. Now, if she would have got shot in the foot before this, it wasn't no glass. She would have been leaking. She wouldn't have been able to get out the car that smooth. She wouldn't have been able to get out the car that smooth. She would have been limping out the car if she would have got shot. She would have been like, hell, I'm shot. I'm shot. Ain't no blood you see. Well, you can barely see it, but she got out the car clean as I don't know what. Then she get on the glass and all on the glass, stepping on the glass, and that's how she messed her foot up. It wasn't no bullets, no none of that, bro. She stepped all in that glass. There's a reason why when you drop glass in the house, your parents tell you to put some shoes on and sweep it up. Because it could get everywhere and you might not even see it and then step in it and then start bleeding. She stepped all in that glass. No shoes on, no socks on, no flip-flop, no none of that. Straight feet into the glass. And now she bleeding. But she said she got shot. The police said ain't no cases. So how you get shot? We clearly see you in this ain't what this is, 720p. We see you in 720p stepping into the glass. That don't make no sense.
Alright, move back to the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up.
She's still in the glass.
Move back to the sound of my voice. Move back.
Now, if she was really shot, the police would be able to look at her and see where the blood at. You know what I'm saying? On her leg. Ain't no blood. Ain't no type of blood leaking. You know what I'm saying? Because, bruh, if you get shot in the leg or in the foot, ain't no walking, bruh. You limping, you crawling at that point. Ain't, bruh, no.
Keep going. Keep going.
Now she's limping, but guess why? Because she just stepped all in that glass. She just stepped all in that glass barefoot. That's why she's limping now. But she wasn't limping when she first got out the car. When she said she got shot.
Hey, stop. Move to the left. Keep moving.
It's right down in Florida.
They going.
Move back to the sound of my voice.
Move back.
Back.
Oh,
Keep
she
going.
put herself.
Keep going.
The corruption here is crazy. The police officer literally watched her with her own eyes, seen her in 4K with her own eyes, stepping on the bottle and then began to limp.
Facts.
She stepped on the bottle in front of the police officers. You just heard her say, oh man, she just stepped on the bottle and she cut her. So if they watched her step on the bottle, cut herself open, probably had some fragments go in the open wound because she's walking on literal glass at the time.
Yeah.
How does this equate to Tory Lanez popped at her? Now, I do believe a gun was shot that night. Don't get me wrong. A gun was indeed shot that night. But I don't think that gun is what penetrated Megan Thee Stallion's skin.
This is what I think. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she had to been drunk as I don't know what. She drunk so much that the only thing she could remember was the gun going off and getting shot at, and then her stepping in that glass leading to her foot being cut open. That's the only two things she can remember. Because from what I'm seeing, gang, and from what y'all are seeing right here, ain't no way she could have possibly came to the assumption that he shot her. And doggone, we see you stepping in glass. Ain't no way, bro. That's what I'm saying. She had to been just drunk as she could be, and doggone, those are the only two things she could remember. Because ain't no way, bro.
Do you think we're gonna go to jail?
What's that?
Do you think we're gonna go to jail?
What woman you know who just got shot is talking that calmly?
Facts.
Is that composed? Is that stoic? A gunshot victim is that composed? That stoic? It's kind of like somebody just sitting on the curb, man, like just waiting for the police to go away. Is that? Come on, bro.
Yeah, no.
Bro, anybody with a break and look.
I know if I got shot, bro, I wouldn't. Man, bro, I'd be so dramatic, bro. I think I'm dying, bro. If I get shot in the foot, bro, I'd be done. Man, listen, bro.
Okay, this and say, bro, what are we doing here, bro? How do we go from this to somebody being in jail right now for 10 plus years? This is crazy.
10 years, too.
And they even show the hospital footage where Megan Thee Stallion is telling the doctors, yeah, I stepped on glass. It's whatever.
And so what happened with you were just walked on stepping on glass? I haven't really cut on my right foot. I just stepped on glass the other day.
So now, she's here. She telling the police and the doctor in the room she stepped on glass. Now again, she said she was lying to keep him safe and keep him out of jail. But then it get to a point to where like, all right, you done lied this time. Why not just keep up the lie at that point? You know what I'm saying? Like, what made you change your mind? Because we see you stepping in the glass. So
you were already hurt when you got to the room. And then at that point, your friends were running down from the hospital.
Pay attention to her saying, I stepped on glass the other day too. So she already had an open wound. And that would make sense.
She stepped on glass before she did it again.
When we get to the gun and the bullet fragments and other things involved in this case. But I stepped on glass the other day too. So hence when she stepped on glass tonight, it just re-aggravated the open wounds she already had. They provided the full timeline to expose the story that Megan...
Okay, so hold up. Let's read, which one came first? This one came first right here. All right, so this the first one. This what she said, by the way. The narrative that is being reported about Sunday's morning events are inaccurate, and I'd like to set the record straight. She didn't write this. She don't use these words. On Sunday morning, I suffered gunshot wounds as a result of a crime that was committed against me and done with the intent to physically harm me. I was never arrested. The police officers drove me to the hospital where I underwent surgery to remove the bullets. I'm incredibly grateful to be alive. First of all, ain't no gunshot wound to the foot gonna kill you, bro. But whatever. I'm incredibly grateful to be alive and that I'm expected to make a full recovery, but it was important to me to clarify. Hold up. It was important for me to clarify the details about this traumatic night. I'm currently focused on my recovery so I can return back to my life and back to making music as soon as possible. Now, this was, what's the 7th month? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Okay, so this was July 15th. July 15th is when she set this statement out. Then July 16th, the next day, she tell the police that Tory did it. Then on his birthday, she go live doggone talking about the situation, right? Then a whole month later, she's still talking about it and tells everybody on live that he did it, right? Now, Tory Lanez on September 24th tweets out to my fans, I'm sorry for my silence, but respectfully, I got time today, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this is the day he went live and doggone, wait.
The Stallion told her.
Wait a second. Because it's cutting off at the bottom. Never mind. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. He ain't talk about it that day, I guess. I don't know. But doggone October 26th, I think I said, he talking about it on live. Everybody remember this video right here. Everybody remember this video. So first it took from July 15th all the way up until September 24th, he didn't say a word. He ain't say a word. Now, that could look guilty, but I don't know. His lawyers probably told him not to say nothing. I don't know. But throughout this whole time, she put his name through the mud saying he did it, right? Now, here he go on this video right here. We all seen this. He was talking about some, no, he ain't do it. Obviously, it was the friend. It could have been. Now, what does this say? Nothing negative as this. That's why I didn't want to say nothing in the first place. This would have never came out if Tory would have never went to the internet telling everybody his side of the story. Now, mind you, she told everybody first. She told everybody first. So she's saying, so somebody lying here. Somebody lying. And it got to be her. Because she said, and in her words, this would have never came out if Tory would have never went to the internet telling everybody his side of the story. But we got you in 4K. You 1, 2, 3, 4 over a span of a month. You the only one been talking about it. He ain't said a word. So whatever. And then this says a terrible because I didn't want to say anything in the first place. So not only did I excuse me. So not only did I not say anything, but now you want to get ahead of it and make yourself look like some type of victim. Oh no, A is I guess I don't know who A is. Anyways, why did you not want to say anything in the first place? Mr. I don't know what they say. Objection asked and answered the court. I think we've covered that. Sustained. I don't know what's going on. What was your plan when this first happened as far as what you would say? Oh, this is her talking. I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't want it to go anymore. I'm embarrassed. I know you told the police that you stepped on broken glass. About 4 days later, did you come forward to the police and tell you who shot you? Yes. And was that to a detective? Yes. In those 4 days, what brought about the change of heart? That's what I was asking earlier. I had a change of heart because I saw online that he had tried to start getting ahead of the story and put it on a bunch of different narratives about what happened. And then it asked how it made her feel. So basically, she's lying. Cause we got the evidence right here. From July 15th all the way up until September 24th, he didn't say a word. She was the only one talking. So that don't even make sense. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I try to protect Tory Lanez initially, but the only reason I'm saying he shot me now is because he spoke out first. They provided a timeline to show that was an absolute lie. She did not say she stepped on glass initially to protect Tory Lanez, and she didn't change her mind because Tory Lanez spoke out first. That's a lie. So the timeline here goes. Megan posted about being shot on July 15, 2020. Megan names Tory Lanez to the police the following day on July 16th of 2020. Tory Lanez haven't gone public yet. July 27th, Megan Thee Stallion goes live on Tory Lanez's birthday. Specifically, this was her first live. It goes on August 20th, Megan Thee Stallion publicly names Tory Lanez as the shooter. But she already named Tory Lanez as a shooter to the police already, okay? And she goes live on his birthday to taunt him. Right. Continues. Daystar tweets for the first time. So this is when Tory Lanez first tweet to clear his name.
Facts.
Tory Lanez goes live October 20th. This is the first time Tory Lanez goes live to clear his name. So they like, hold on, bro. If you told the police you got shot, if you got shot,
and then fact, hold on, I got an even better question. If you told the police July 16th that this person right here shot you, why isn't he in jail? Why they ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Usually, if that's the case, the police will go looking for the person so they could arrest them and then question them. And if they're innocent, they'll go home. And if they're not, they'll go to jail. So how come from July 16th all the way to October 26th, and he's still free? He's still walking around. That don't make sense.
Like the day afterwards, and you only told them you stepped on glass to protect Tory Lanez, then one, why'd you tell the police you got shot the day after? And then why did you go public naming Tory Lanez when Tory Lanez hadn't spoken or done any press whatsoever? Peep how Megan said in her statement, the narrative that's being reported about Sunday morning's events are inaccurate. She will claim that she was a victim, that she suffered a gunshot wound, and that they pulled bullets from out of her legs. She says, I was never arrested. The police officers drove me to the hospital where I underwent surgery to remove the bullets. Bullets? There was no bullets found in Megan Thee Stallion's leg. And the reason why Megan Thee Stallion was worried about...
Okay, hold up. Megan and Kelsey had a physical altercation. Eyewitnesses and physical evidence indicate a physical fight between Megan Pete and Kelsey Harris. Kelsey had open wounds and cuts on her leg that were actively bleeding. No injuries were reported on Tory Lanez 7. The fight was between the women. And then, I guess this the audio right here. Who was snitch? I ain't never... Oh, no, this Megan's song. Who was snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. I thought that got her chain snatched, caught a loss, and had something to say. You literally went to the police with his name. What?
About being arrested, because if you look at the pictures they took at the police station of Kelsey's legs had nothing but cuts and scratches on it. Megan Thee Stallion did a number on Kelsey, and she bragged about it in her song. All right, you could literally see in the song the lyrics says, who will snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. So this is a song called Shots Fired by Megan Thee Stallion. She raps. Who a snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. I thought a bitch that got her chain snatched, caught a loss, had something to say. Hey, you think it's out of the realm of possibility that Kelsey, after getting whooped on by a woman 4 to 5 inches taller than her with about 50 pounds on her, you think it's out of the realm of possibility that she picked up a gun to defend herself?
Facts. Because, oh God, Megan like 6 foot. She ain't little. She like 6 foot, bro. So you telling me, that's facts right there. If the other girl clearly ain't as big as her, then it does make sense she would pick up a gun to defend herself if this much bigger of a person is beating me up, you know what I'm saying, and I'm losing bad. Like, that makes more sense.
I don't think so. And this storyline, my perspective, lines up with what the only eyewitness said. What I think happened, my theory, is Megan Thee Stallion and Kelsey got into a brutal fight. Tory Lanez tried to break it up. Kelsey grabbed a gun and fired shots at Megan Thee Stallion. The shots missed. However, the bullet fragments ricocheted. And they ricocheted and got into her foot due to the open wound she already had from stepping on glass in the prior days. And then when they all got back in the vehicle, right? And when they all got back into the vehicle, I believe what took place was Megan Thee Stallion then hopped out the vehicle, stepped on glass further, re-aggravate the wound, made the wound look so much more crazy. The police said, what the heck is this? That's what happened. That's the only story that makes sense, and the eyewitness account backs that up. Here is Sean Kelly, the only eyewitness of this case, telling the police that he seen Kelsey shoot Megan Thee Stallion or fire shots at Megan Thee Stallion. The shots missed.
Wait. No, it didn't. No?
They shot out of the car?
The windows were open, that's why it sounded like either way. Yeah, I didn't
No,
really
they
see
were
it.
on my side. The girl opened the door, it was 2 girls fighting, and then they shot. And she got out of the car.
Doors of the Escalade open, and the girl come out and pull open the passenger door and started screaming and yelling at somebody in the car.
So the girl who came out of the passenger, you're talking about the front passenger?
No, the rear.
The rear passenger. So the girl comes out of the rear passenger and she goes through the front passenger?
Yes.
And she opens up the car door?
Yes.
And then what happens?
They're screaming and shouting at each other and they start fighting.
The 2 girls?
Yeah, I can see one like feet coming out trying to kick her and the other one's fighting, and then the passenger gets out.
So the girl who does the punching and the kicking is the girl that comes out of the back passenger?
Can we stop there? Because I don't want to. I'll tell you, and then I want to go. My son's on his own.
Yeah, I understand. And it's loud with the cars.
I don't really want to. So basically, the car stopped. The girl in the back got out, started screaming and shouting, ripped the door, pulled the door open, but pulled it so sort of viciously. That's why I presume the driver got out. She starts screaming. She starts hitting the girl. The girl on the side, her feet come out. She starts to kick the girl away. Passenger. They get out, they start fighting here, they start fighting. The driver comes round and tries to sort of break it up. It gets a bit more violent, and between them, the girl then climbs back into the front driver passenger seat.
Where's the shorter black guy?
He's in the back.
He's in the back of the car? Okay.
Then the gun. Girl shoots it. So the driver's door's open.
You're seeing the girl shoot?
Can I help you? I think, is it this house?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So you see the girl doing the shooting?
I see what appears to be the girl standing here and shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark, and I'm above, so. But then the guy gets out again from the back.
And you want to know what happened to the only eyewitness who identified the woman shooting at Megan Thee Stallion? That eyewitness came to court, and when he got to court, the prosecutors took him upstairs. Now, the eyewitness was the defense witness. The defense was who called the eyewitness. The prosecutors didn't want to call the eyewitness. The defense called him. But when he got to court, Tory Lanez and his family watched the prosecutors take that eyewitness upstairs. And when he came back downstairs, he didn't speak to Tory Lanez, looked nobody in their eyes, went to the stand and completely changed up his story.
When we sat outside.
Nah, see, that's bogus. That's bogus. That's bogus. Because you telling me the only possible eyewitness, that was there, that seen it, that told the police what happened. He said the girl shot the girl. So we don't even know which girl he talking about. But either way, some girl got shot. So I'm going to assume it was the best friend. So the best friend shot Megan. If the best friend shot Megan and he's saying it, Tory's saying it, everybody's saying it, but then when they call him to the stand, like, that's bogus, bro. That's so bogus, bro. And that's how bad, like, the government system is, bro. Like, they'll really do some slimy stuff like that, bro. And it's crazy, bro.
My wife and I, we saw this gentleman come in, and we sat down, and it was identified for us that, oh, this is Mr. Sean Kelly. He's sitting across from us on the other side of the hallway. And as we sat there, the prosecution came out, one of their detectives or investigators rather, and one of the prosecutors, they took this gentleman, they went upstairs, I believe it was to the 14th floor at that time. By the time this man came down, the witness they did not want to call, this man came down and his testimony became so embellished with other nonsense that people who saw it just looked at it and said, this is crazy.
Imagine telling the police seconds, minutes after the incident, everything you just saw fresh on your mind. And then a year and a half later, you go to tell that same story you told the police, and the prosecutors walk you upstairs, walk you back downstairs, and your entire testimony changed. Now, all of a sudden, you seen Tory Lanez shooting. This, to me, is the corruptness that went on. Thanks. Also, by the way, the owner of the gun, the prosecutor sealed that information. The owner of the gun, the name of the owner, got sealed. Nobody knows. All right? Tory Lanez's DNA was not found on the gun. It was actually 0.01% of his DNA found. But what that means is that's damn near like a billion black people, right, share like 0.01% of DNA. So his DNA was now found on a gun. The eyewitness is saying Kelsey shot Meg. Megan Thee Stallion is admitting, hey, listen, man, I stepped on glass the other day. I already had an open wound. The gunshots probably got fired at her
and
by
then,
Kelsey.
Hold up. That's what makes it even crazier, because I'm pretty sure they said it was coming back from like a pool party or something at that time. So how you step on glass days before the pool party, then you go to a pool party, I'ma assume you got in the pool. You know what I'm saying? So you fresh off an open wound with some blood, with some cuts. You get in the pool. I know it was biting. And then you get out, step on some more glass. Like, yes, man.
She probably stepped on bullet fragments that went into her foot, bruh. And also, by the way, the bullet fragments that got pulled out of her foot, those bullet fragments mysteriously went missing. They can't be found. They lost the evidence. And Tory Lanez still got convicted in court. To me, this is the example of being railroaded. But let me know what you think. I really want to know. All right, let me know your honest opinion about this, bro. Not what you heard. No, your honest opinion. And if you're still watching this, click on this video here.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. From what I just watched, bro, they definitely set him up, bro. Cause ain't no way. All the evidence points to the best friend doing the shooting. All the evidence points at that. So how you get all that evidence on video? It's on video right there. We just seen it. It's on video, saying he didn't do nothing. He was in the back seat. Doggone, she stepped in glass. To all of a sudden, all that evidence get threw out the window when it's time to go to court, and doggone, he, you know what I'm saying? He in jail. Like, that just is bogus, bro. It's so bogus, bro. And it's like, so many people are dealing with that. Like, I'm sure he not the first person to have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, it's so crazy. But that's gonna wrap it up for this one, man. I just wanted to see I heard they had new evidence out, so I wanted to see what it was talking about. So, yeah, that's gonna be it for this one.